Hey folks, Rob here from the magPi, the official Raspberry Pi magazine. Now today I'm here at the Raspberry Pi store in the Grand Arcade in Cambridge for a very special occasion, the launch of the brand spanking new Raspberry Pi 4. Welcome to the new generation of Raspberry Pi. I'm really excited to finally show you all the Pi 4. It's been in development for quite a while now, and every time I was up in the office, I got to hear about some of the amazing things that were happening with it during development. Here it is though, the Raspberry Pi 4 Model B. The new system on a chip is not just an improved 2835 like the last few, but a brand new SoC built specifically for the Pi 4. Now this new generation of chips is the BCM2711 and includes a 64-bit quad-core Cortex A72 processor that clocks at 1.5 GHz and includes up to a whopping 4 GB of RAM, up from the 1 GB on the last few flagship models. That alone is a massive jump in power, and our benchmarks show that it's a staggering 4 times faster than the 3B+. It also has an upgraded graphics processor. Gone is the Video Core 4 of every single past Raspberry Pi, replaced with the brand new Video Core 6. Now this bumps the Pi 4's video outputs to 4K, which can now be done via 2 HDMI ports. You can see here they're 2 mini HDMI, and they're made to be mini HDMI, so both of them can fit on the board. The other ports have also been upgraded. There's now the Gigabit Ethernet, 2 of the USB ports are 3.0, and the Bluetooth is being upgraded to 5.0, and the wireless LAN is even more powerful. With all these extra amazing features, the power port has also been upgraded to a 5V 3A USB-C port. It's truly a beast, but you don't have to take my word for it, although why wouldn't you? I'm very trustworthy. As we have a load of benchmarks to back this up. Hello, I'm here with James Adams, the technical lead at Raspberry Pi Trading, and we're going to talk about some of the amazing benchmarks that the Pi 4 has done for us. We'll be showing them on the screen as we discuss them, but the main takeaway from these benchmarks is that the Pi 4, it's faster, it's better, it's stronger, it's more Pi, it's great. More
Pi, it's more Pi for your money. It's a faster processor, it's full gigabit Ethernet, it's USB 3, it's 2 display outputs, it's more RAM.
More RAM.
And it's a Raspberry Pi, which looks very much like old Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, and you're kind of aiming at, one of the good things about it is that it's like a desktop, it's like a real desktop, it's like a full desktop PC.
Yeah, so it really works very well as a sort of comparable to a low-end x86 kind of desktop PC. With the upgrades to the I/O performance and the CPU performance, you can, and the memory, running things like Chrome, web browsing, running Gmail, Facebook, these kind of things all work fairly nicely on the Pi now. YouTube runs fine. So yeah, it's really got a great kind of PC feel now.
For some of these benchmarks, let's start with the big one, the kind of CPU test. We're using Linpack for this test. Our figures for the 3B+ is about, what does it say here, 225 million instructions per second. And our results for the Pi 4 are about 141 million instructions per second, which is just shy of 4 times faster in these stats, yeah.
Okay, so Linpack is a fairly synthetic benchmark. The CPU on the new machine is it's a more advanced core.
Yep.
It's running at 1.5 GHz versus 1.4 on the Pi 3B+, and that doesn't sound like a lot. But the thing is, the core is much more advanced, so it does out of order execution, so it can actually execute per clock many more instructions. So, I mean, Linpack, that's a nice number. We see in real world sort of, say browsing, it's about 2.5 to 3 times faster across the board.
Which is still incredibly impressive.
Yeah, and you couple that with more memory that you can have on the higher tiers of product. It's a great PC.
Yeah. Speaking of memory, the bandwidth has also increased significantly. I think our figures are showing like a 50% at least increase in bandwidth there.
Yeah. So the memory is now LPDDR4, so that's the same kind of memory that you have in your mobile phone.
Yep.
And it's running at 2.4 gigahertz. It has the option to boost up to 3.2 gigahertz as well for it's doing 4K P60. Yeah, so it's a doubling of memory bandwidth,
which is fantastic. Speaking of 4K P60, one of the cool things about the Pi 4 is that for the first time, we're getting an upgrade to the video core from VC4 to VC6, which is the GPU part of the Pi 4. How good is this new video core then?
So it's an evolution of the video core 4 3D engine inside the original Pi 3 and 2 and 1. It's running a little bit faster in terms of clock rate, but it's got more silicon under the hood, basically. It'll do OpenGL ES3, for example, instead of OpenGL ES2. So there's sort of a tick box update. But yeah, as you can see, it's about 2 times sort of raw performance increase over the previous generation,
which is great. And even with all this extra power draw, or not power draw, but all this extra power from the Pi, we've got some figures on the power draw here, and it's only a small increase when we're going idle, and even with a bit of power draw as well. How has that been achieved, even with such a big power increase?
Sure, good question. So the new processor on this board is BCM2711. It's a new 28 nanometer processor from Broadcom. The previous boards, Eben said at the Pi 3B Plus launch, this is the last board that uses the older 40 nanometer technology. So we've moved down a silicon technology node. That gets you more transistors in the same area, faster transistors and lower power transistors. So we've been able to put these faster CPU cores on, and also just pay attention to the power on all parts of the board. So we turn the clocks down when there's not much going on, and we sort of depower things where we can. So we've managed to achieve quite a good, similar power consumption to the 3B Plus. It'll be a reasonable amount more when you're actually running flat out, but not very much.
Great. And obviously everything else is slightly faster. So USB 3.0, which is going to be new. Huge increase in, is it about 10 times faster than 2.0?
So yeah, about 10 times faster. If you put a fast SSD in your USB 3 and do a retest, you'll get sort of north of 350 megabytes a second.
Wow. And even the SD card is faster than before in the 3B Plus.
Indeed. Yep, so we've doubled the speed of the SD card as well. So that will help people. But if you really want blazing faster disk performance, it's probably a good idea to use an SSD.
Great. Well, thank you so much for chatting to me about the Pi 4, and I hope everyone's got a better idea of what we've done to make this better, faster. So yeah.
Great. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you. The Raspberry Pi 4 is out right now, and you can find out where to buy one at the link down below or right here in the Raspberry Pi store. Now don't miss issue 83 out on Thursday for more about the Raspberry Pi 4, including interviews and even more benchmarks. Subscribe today to secure yourself a copy, and if you sign up for our 12-month subscription, you'll also get a free Raspberry Pi. Check out all our subscription options by following the link down here or up here somewhere. Anyway, I've been Rob from the magPi, the official Raspberry Pi magazine, and I'll see you next time.